Morning everybody, this is 2010 BFRQ. Want to go over it and make sure everybody's straight on how we do this one. One thing before I get started, we will be doing 10 a.m. today. We're going to try our first live stream. We'll go over 5-3 notes and the end of 5-3 and then 5-4 notes. And I'll post that on Google Classroom also. Make sure you see the assignment today, which is I think it's 2007 FRQ, but this video at 7:14 a.m. is going to cover 2010B. So before we get started in the morning, again, empty classroom, kind of weird, but still got to have my energy even though you guys aren't here. Missed. All right, here we go. Number of workers, just like we always see, this is our labor. Marginal revenue product per day. Wait a second, that's different. In the past, we've seen marginal product over here. This isn't marginal product. Make sure you see this. This is marginal revenue. Don't panic. We know the rules. We know that MRP equals MPP times P. Okay? This is just, we haven't seen it written marginal revenue. We've always had to solve for marginal revenue. We don't panic, we work the problem. Okay? The table above gives the short run MRP of labor per day for a perfectly competitive firm. It's selling its product at a market price of $5. So now I have the price of every good is $5. Calculate the marginal physical product of the third worker. I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole chart. Probably going to come in handy somewhere down the road in this problem. So we have MRP. I know price is $5. So I'm going to work my way backwards. There's marginal physical product. If MRP is $4.50, then $4.50 divided by the $5 means that this worker brings in 90 goods. All right, so let's make this the marginal physical product column. This worker brings in 90 goods, right? $450 worth of goods, $5 per good, 90 goods. 100 goods, 90 goods, 80 goods. Sorry, that took too long, a little early in the morning. And 60 goods and 20 goods. Okay? The question asks what's the marginal physical product of the third worker. So the marginal physical product of the third worker, it is not a dollar, it is a quantity. Okay, it is 90 units, or I don't know, does it give you, I don't know what it is, whatever product is, but it's 90 units, or 90 is acceptable, but 90 units, not a dollar value, it's a marginal physical product. B, every once in a while they ask you this, to define the law of marginal returns and explain why it occurs. Okay, the defining part isn't that unusual to show up. This doesn't show up much, the explain why it occurs. I just pulled up here so you can see exactly what the rubric says. It's not hard, okay? It's a little wordy, but it makes sense if we slow down and read it. 1 point is earned for defining the law of diminishing marginal returns as more and more units of a variable input are added to a fixed input. Okay, variable input, think labor. As you put more cooks, fixed input, the kitchen. As you put more cooks in the kitchen, the output increases at a decreasing rate. This doesn't say as we hire more cooks that we actually have less hamburgers. We say that it increases at a decreasing rate. Okay, so as more and more units, I usually say as additional units, but whatever, as additional units of a variable resource are added to a fixed resource, the output increases at a decreasing rate. Okay. Why does it occur? The explanation, the law, the diminishing returns occurs because of overuse of the fixed input. Okay, overuse of the fixed input. What does that mean? That means that you have too many cooks in the kitchen. You can't get as much hamburgers per worker because there are so many people there. Okay, you're putting too many variable resources into the fixed resource. Something we haven't seen a whole lot. It's not a calculation, but we can do it when we slow down and understand exactly what they're asking. It's not a hard definition. It's not a hard explanation. C, diminishing marginal returns first occurs with the hiring of which worker? First occurs with the hiring of which worker for the firm? So not after the hiring, but when I hire which worker do I see this first happening? Well, we had, and I'll put back, actually you can leave the dollars up here. You really don't even need the marginal physical product, okay? So if the first worker brings in 450, the second is 500, that is increasing return, the marginal returns or specialization, 450 to 500. As it goes from 500 to 450, that third worker brings in less dollars than the second worker. Excuse me, than the second worker. So we see diminishing marginal returns. They bring in $500 with the second worker, 450 with the third worker, so it begins with the third worker. What is the C, that's C. D, what is the highest daily wage rate the firm is willing to hire the fifth worker? Here's my fifth worker, so this must be what I'm working with. Well, I know I will hire you as long as the marginal revenue product is greater than or equal to the marginal factor cost. That's our hiring decision, okay? As long as marginal revenue product is greater than or equal to marginal factor cost, I am going to hire you. Well, let's see what we have here. Look right here. We already have marginal revenue product for that worker. For the fifth worker, the MRP is 300. So when am I going to hire you? I'm going to hire you as long as you cost me less than $300, less than or equal to $300. You bring in $300, as long as you cost me less than or equal to $300, I'm going to hire you. So I will pay you up to $300 is what I'm willing to pay you. Okay? E, what will happen to demand for labor if the market price of the product increases? Okay? If we want to think about this with the same equation, MRP is greater than or equal to marginal factor cost, but this asks for the market price, what happens to the demand for labor. This is our side-by-side graph that we worked on, okay? And we put here and here, okay? And we have our supply of labor here and our demand for labor here of the market, and this is the equilibrium wage rate, and remember they're a wage taker. This is the supply of labor, and this is the marginal revenue product. Well, if the demand for the market price of the product increases, well here, remember, MRP is MPP times P. Okay? So if the market price increases, then MRP must increase. So if MRP increases, we're looking at something like this. We're looking at an increase in price, which shifts up the MRP curve, and where originally this firm hired this amount of labor, now at the new higher MRP, now they hire this amount of labor. So what will happen in the demand for labor if the market price of the product increases? They're going to hire more workers, because when the price increases, the marginal revenue product increases. Okay? Hopefully this made some sense. You have questions, and let me know in the comments below. Let me know on Google Classrooms. Don't forget, 10 o'clock this morning, we'll go over the 5.3 and 5.4 notes. In a little bit, I'll post the other FRQ, whichever the next one is on here. 2008B, we'll look at that one next. But let me know if you have questions. Live stream 10 a.m., 5.3 notes, 5.4 notes. Get that assignment in. Okay? I'll do my work, you do your work, and we'll get this all done. And I'm still looking for a catchphrase to close this video. A few of you said I need a catchphrase, but I don't have any good suggestions yet. So let me know what you think my closing catchphrase needs to be in these videos. And I will talk to you guys later.